Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahshua Barakathon to the brothers. Yahweh Shamar Latham Ba'Shem Yahshua to the sisters. This is Priest and Officer Al-Haran out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I am with the I.S.U.P.K. under Commanding General Yohanna. We teach that blacks, Hispanics, and natives are the true biblical Jews of the Bible, and that the white man, your oppressor, is the devil the Bible speaks of. Today, the topic for today is the sophisticated oppression that we're dealing with in this country. And it's no different. It's a little more sophisticated than years ago when we were in Egypt under that oppression, but it's very similar. It's just actually they didn't give us a double dosage of the oppression, and it's very sophisticated. So it's not like, sometimes if you don't know you're being oppressed, which a lot of us don't know, we think that because, we can go on, we got a decent job and we make decent money, and you can go on a vacation a couple times a year and you can kind of do what you want to do, that you're not, a lot of us think that we're not being oppressed, but we are being oppressed. And I'm going to bring that out today on how we are being oppressed. And a lot of us don't even know. We just think this is how life is. This is how life's supposed to be. This is not how life is supposed to be for blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. So we're going to start out with a scripture as usual. We're going to start out with, let's do Salakia. Let's do Exodus chapter 1, verse 10. And it's like I'm having technical difficulties. Here we go. Exodus chapter 1, verse 10. And it reads, "Come on, let us deal wisely with them." So, dealing wisely with somebody is our oppressors dealing wisely with us, because just because, you're getting money and you're doing these certain things, he uses anything he gives you, he uses it against you. So if you think that you're getting some extra money and because he loves you or because you're just doing such a good job, or nah. Everything he does is for a reason. Just like Cardi B, if you notice the last probably 10 or 15 years, I'll probably say 10, there's been like an explosion of ratchet ass rapper women. You got your Cardi B's, your Megan Thee Stallion, and Glorilla, and a couple others. And there's more every day. You know what I mean? It's like now they're like, they're like coming out of the woodwork. And the oppressor puts a lot of money behind these sisters to help destroy our young sisters, because that's who's really, the older people, a lot of us are already destroyed. He don't need to destroy you anymore. You're already gone. But to get the youth, that's where you want to always get. You want to plant a seed in the youth. So he wants mom to take the kids to school in the car with Cardi B playing, with Megan Thee Stallion playing on the way to school. He wants stuff like that to happen. He wants you to take your 10-year-old daughter to the concert when she comes into town, and dress and teach them how to dress like a whore, and how to disrespect men, and how to say all men ain't, SHIT, and I seen one clip. Yesterday on Facebook. She come in the damn concert. I think it was Sexy Red. I don't know who the hell she thinks she is. And she had two niggas on a leash, one on one side, one on another side, and was walking on the stage that way. And they on all fours, and she's walking them. Do you know what kind of message that sends to a young girl? So the oppressor puts money's not an issue for him. He'll put millions and millions of dollars behind these sisters because he knows Not only is he going to get it back, so he's going to get so much money back, but he knows the minds of the youth. Those are the ones that's buying these records. Those are the ones that are easily influenced. So if he pumps all kinds of monies behind these girls who obviously, they in hell. Cardi B, before she was Cardi B, I think she was on a stripper pole. Before Megan Thee Stallion was Megan Thee Stallion, I don't know what she might have been, Megan the Pony. I don't know what she was. But these sisters wasn't born rich. These sisters was born in poverty like all of us, most of us, born in oppression. So when Esau comes, the white man comes with a couple dollars. Let's just say $1 million, 100,000, whatever it is. Most people are going to take the money and do what the hell he tell you to do. Your oppressor tells you to do. That's how bad the suppression is. You'll sell your whole race of people. Now, they know what the music they're speaking on is influencing young girls. They know, they got to know it ain't right. But they don't care because they're getting rich. And they don't care about their people. They ain't been taught by a commanding General Yohanna. They grandmother is in the church maybe, or their mother, or even if they ain't in the church, the same tune plays. You don't gotta go to church to be a Christian. Christians, they don't even really technically even go to church. A lot of them do, but a lot of them don't, and they still get the same message. God love everybody. The same stuff. The same message still comes out of the walls. That you could be everybody, God love everybody. No, all the little things they say. They don't love God, don't hate this. He don't hate the sinner, he hates the sin, and numerous, one-liners, catchphrases that people put in their mind to justify the wickedness they do. So like a Cardi B, she's, then a lot of sisters, once they got your ear and got your minds, the young girls, and shit, even the older women, then you got the nerve to feel sorry for the sisters when Clay Thompson or somebody don't want to be with them no more. How you gonna feel sorry for her after she done poisoned every damn buddy? That's like feeling sorry for the drug dealer. The drug dealer done poisoned the whole neighborhood. They got everybody's mom and grandma hooked on crack. Then when something happens to him, you gonna feel sorry for him? Hell no. I mean, at the end of the day, these is our sisters, but they so destroyed that they don't care about us. They don't care about the 7-year-old that is listening to that music and it's just that maybe trying to do be like them. They don't care about that. All they care about is the check. And that's the problem with a lot of us. We'd only care about us. We only care about, we're selfish. And this empire will make you a selfish person because the oppression is so heavy on us. You know what I mean? Our brothers, I ain't gonna just pick on the sisters. Our brothers ain't no different. I'm almost 50 years old. I didn't grow up on hip hop. The men used to talk about the women like dogs too, degrade them. You know what I mean? There was a few songs that uplift a woman, but a lot of the songs was degrading a woman also. So it goes both ways. It ain't just women doing it. I was just using Cardi B as an example, making a sound, but there's damn near every hip hop. These hip hop artists are terrible, man. They don't have no care about who your kids, who's listening to it, what is it going to influence. It's so influential. Some of these hip hop artists, they do one thing and everybody does it. The shiesty mask. I remember when Cam wore pink. Now everybody's wearing pink. You know what I mean? It's very, this music is very influential, and Esau will pump a lot of money into these people, and just like movies, same thing. Movies, they pump money into it to brainwash you. You know what I'm saying? Sports figures. You know what I mean? They pump a lot of money in the NFL, all these sports, especially the NFL, with the kneeling and all the other stuff. You can't even speak your mind. What the hell? Like, the guys can't kneel. They can't bring up, injustice. You just want them to shut up and dribble. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, that's what Esau does. So that's one of his tactics. That's one of his sophisticated tactics. He knows we look up to our entertainers. So what he does is puts his money in the entertainers, controls the industry, and now we just basically doped out on this terrible ass music nowadays. I ain't heard a love song in I don't know how long. A true love song. All I hear is everything's about, how to get over, how to play a man, how to play a woman, how to cheat, how to sleep with a man's woman. I'm flying her over here, and your BM is in the cloud and the plane, and we going. Why would you want another man's woman, man? Like for what? Like we're outnumbered 10-1. Get your own woman. You don't need somebody else's woman. I don't understand that, but it go both ways. Why would the woman want to be with another man? If you lay down with that man, that's your man. You know what I mean? What you lay down with him for? Well, now you're going to whore on him now because things ain't perfect. Instead of getting counsel and go to ISUPK getting counsel, and that's another thing. You can't get counsel from no wicked ass person, man. Like, if you're going to get counsel, you got to get it from the ISUPK because we're the only ones who's going to give you righteous counsel. Everybody else is a Christian. They're going to go by feelings or go by some scripture that they don't even know what the hell thing means. The scripture means, you know what I mean? But yeah, so that's that's that. Even like from the 80s till now, because I was born in the 70s, and the 80s till now. I mean, the music has turned into nothing. I can't even listen. I mean, some of it got some good beats, but it's not saying anything. There's no message, And I remember when the men were rapping, and the music. We're just going to stick to hip hop, but the men were rapping, and they were degrading women. They were degrading, and the women were cool. They was dressed. They was covered up. MC Light, Queen Latifah, Roxanne, Shantae, all them. They all was covered up. You ain't see nothing. You didn't see anything from them women. Was covered from head to toe. Salt and Pepper kind of pushed it a little bit, but you know what I mean. But they still was covered up. Respect. They still had where you couldn't see much. And then slowly as the years go on, then you get a yo-yo. Not talking about. She started talking about pushing back a little bit on how men treat women, and she was kind of like the opposite of what Ice Cube spoke. You know what I mean? Because Cube and NWA was rough on a woman. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, they were talking about a certain type of woman, but you still don't have to put that in the music, man. Kids is listening to that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? You don't put that in the music. But then Yo-Yo came was like a little bit of a pushback, and then it just got worse and worse. Now you just got full blown. These girls ain't wearing nothing, and even if they are wearing something, it look like they naked. You know what I mean? And they'll do anything if they get a crumb from the oppressor. You know what I'm saying? They'll do anything. They got cologne, they got crazy perfume that has all this sexy rig, got some weird ass perfume, and you got all this. Everything is sex. Everything is whoring. Everything is drugs. You know what I'm saying? So, so we'll move on. Let's go back to that. That's Exodus chapter 1, verse 10. Come on, let us deal wisely with them. That was the Egyptians dealing with us wisely, because at the end of the day, they were afraid that we would, rise up, multiply on them. You know what I mean? Might join the enemy, of them. You know what I mean? Salakia, and then also, the oppression was, I remember when the oppression was even worse with school. I remember if you was going to college as a young, like in the 80s, 70s and 80s, I was born in the 70s, but I remember it was kind of unheard of for young black males to go to college. College was like a big deal. and they really wasn't letting us into college like that. Now you can get all these loans and thing. Anybody can go to school now, but because it's a big business now. See, they hold us back until they find a way to make money on us. And then when they find a way to make money on us, now they give it to you, they let you do it, and it destroys you. What happens? A lot of people go to college, they end up getting all these loans out, and then you're paying back the loans for 20, 30 years like it's a damn mortgage. You know what I'm saying? So I remember when it was a big, there's movies on, I was the only person in my family that ever went to college. You know what I mean? And it's like, damn, it's 1989. It's 1995. You the first one? Yeah. But the oppressor got all his sons and daughters, they are going to school, period. From the time school was established, from the time universities was established, they've always went. Us, it was rare. Now, I mean, you can go but they make a lot of money on you now. Now they put you in the school. Now especially sports. Sports is huge. They even have to pay the athletes now. They try. Oh man, they'll do anything, man. This oppression is heavy, man. And another thing that, not to get off the topic, but another way that they press us is they put these abortion clinics all over the damn place. That should never be an option for a sister to abort their child. That's you cannot do that. You know what I mean? If you don't want to have that child, you put it up for adoption. You know what I mean? You bringing that child into the I.S.U.P.K. will raise it. Commanding General Yohanna will raise that child. You know what I mean? But you don't, to the sisters, you don't abort a baby. You know what I'm saying? Just because I heard a sister say, well, I wasn't going to, she ain't going to have the money and this and that. Well, none of us got the damn money. So, that's not giving you a right to do that. Money. Nobody has, I don't know nobody who got all this money and got to have kids because they got money. Nobody has kids because they have money. You know what I mean? That ain't even realistic. And then you got the wicked ass Christian pastors. So they put that layer of oppression on you. So where you go to get your morality at in these churches, there's none. There's no morality. Because how can you have morality if there's no law? They claim there's no law to follow. There's only one law that they say you got to follow, and that's paying tithes in that church. Other than that, you could do it's like, good night. It's a free-for-all. Damn, well, what's the point? I don't understand. At that point, it's just some kind of club. So you could just pay your fee, and you could just sleep with women and molest children and do whatever you want to do, as long as you pay your tithes. Like, you don't have to follow no other laws in the Bible. God, tithing is one of the oldest laws in the scriptures. Like, what is the point of y'all Christians even going to church? I don't get it. They think that you could just, man, it's so sad, and it's like, I cannot believe that there's, and I don't mean this, I don't want to insult a lot of the Christians, but I can't believe you can, in 2026, with all the information we have, new information we have, that you could be this dumb. And I never looked at myself as a very intelligent young man or older man. But once I was taught these scriptures under Commander General Yohanna and I.S.U.P.K, I said, you know what? I'm still a dummy. I'm not the smartest guy. But I know something that the average person does not know, that you must follow these law, statutes, and commandments. There ain't no way around it. I'm a living example, and the brothers and sisters in the I.S.U.P.K of how important it is to follow these law, statutes, and commandments. What happens when you don't follow them, and what happens when you do follow them. It's not a magic trick or anything. It's all it is you have a king by the name of Yahushua, and he put a blueprint down on how to follow God's laws. They are not done away with. Any Christian pastor that tells you that, he works for Esau. He works for the white man. And so then he teaches the pastor to do it. He go to, what is it called, theological school or theological school. He teaches him, the wicked pastor, who's in the church. It ain't a bunch of black men. And, he teaches the black woman. And then she brings that bullshit home, Slakia, and helps oppress the black man with that bullshit. And takes the kids in there too. So she come home mad as a rattlesnake a lot of times, singing these simple ass gospel songs that don't mean nothing. All this is a bunch of noise. You get more, and I have to talk about hip hop. Like, you get more knowledge of one of these hip hop songs than you get on a gospel song, because the gospel songs is all wrong. Oh my goodness, it's like the music is satanic. But these pastors run around here. I just don't even see. You have to be an atheist to even go into a church and teach people, and you know what you're teaching them is wrong. You got to know by now. And you begging for money. Oh, sow a seed of 1,000. This line over here is 1,000. This line's over here 5,000. This one is over here. This line over here is. Then they try to make you feel little. This line over here, that's only $50 line. But I get it. If you can't afford the $1,000 line, get in the $50 line. We'll take it still. You know what I'm saying? We'll still take the money. But anyway, and then the next thing is holidays. They push these holidays on us, and we just take the bait every time. With the next one coming up, other than Memorial Day, the big one is 4th of July. Now you'll see niggas getting their hands blown off. And I don't know what we're even celebrating. We ain't got nothing to do with no 4th of July. What? Niggas being niggas, Salakia. Blacks, Hispanics, and natives. You know what I mean? They think that, my oppressor is celebrating. Now it's time for us to celebrate. And we're going to celebrate right with you, making them rich as hell, going across. I remember you used to have, I don't know if it's still like that in Pennsylvania, people used to go across the state line to get fireworks. Bring them back so they can possibly blow the goddamn hand off. You know what I'm saying? And what are you even celebrating? Half of them don't even know. Independence of what? You know what I mean? These holidays, and what they do too, they give you a couple days off, a day or two off, so you can spend all the money, all the overtime you work. They want to make sure they get that money back. So they let you, they give you all the overtime in the world. They don't care nothing about. See, nowadays these jobs got overtime. You can work these jobs, and they'll give you all the overtime. But guess what? You ain't gonna have time to do nothing else. You're gonna have to come home, go to bed, go straight back to work. And they'll let you do that for 2 weeks, a month, a year, because every time there's a holiday or every time there's a birthday, you out spending all that damn money. You know what I'm saying? And really, to be honest with you, we got our own high holy days. What the hell but if you don't have an identity, I get it. If you don't have an identity, you'll just leech on or lock on or whatever, whatever you think that you should follow. You know what I mean? And it's usually this, the Stockholm syndrome type of situation with us. We just follow, whatever the commercial says on TV or whatever it says to do on Facebook or whatever the tradition was that your great grandmother did. Now you doing it because she didn't get nothing. You didn't get nothing for Christmas when you was a kid. So now you want to make sure your kids get everything for Christmas. Meanwhile, you never was supposed to get nothing. It was good that you didn't get nothing for Christmas, but you felt this big. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I didn't get nothing, so I want to make sure my kid. And that ain't nothing but them sisters that do that shit. Men mostly don't even care about these holidays, but the sisters. And then when the man tries to put his foot down, it depends on how evil your woman is. It could be bad for you. But shit, sometimes you got to sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to sacrifice. If you lose that woman, if you lose that family, Lord, and you doing right, and you following these laws, statutes, and commandments, the Lord will give you another woman, give you another family. The hell, man! You don't let no woman reign over you and all of a sudden, you serving her and you ain't serving Christ. What the hell's going on here? So yeah, these holidays are pushed on us. Like some of these major holidays are vegan, pagan holidays, are pushed on us, and it's like we can't resist. When meanwhile, all we got to do is just let the oppressor have his holiday, man. You know what I'm saying? Coming to the I.S.U.P.K, we'll show you what a high holy day is, what you're supposed to be celebrating. Ain't nothing more glorious than the Passover. I don't know. Everybody needs to see that. Everybody needs to feel being around nothing but brothers and sisters, and there's no arguments. Not one. No arguments. No fights. No thievery. Nobody's getting nothing stolen. No pickpocketers. No weed smoke. You know what I mean? No whoring. You know what I mean? Like, you got to be able to feel that. If you can't feel that, you don't even know what it feels like to, to not have to worry. It feels so safe. It feels so perfect to be around your brothers and sisters all day. And it goes so fast, it's like a week, almost like a week event, but it goes so fast. And before you know, you're back right at your slavery. You know what I mean? But it does feel like a reset. It does feel like you did what you were supposed to do. You feel a whole lot better when when you go and serve the Most High with your brothers and sisters. There's no better feeling than that. So, and then we're going to go to, let's just go back to the scripture again. Salakia, this is Exodus 1:10. Come on, let us deal wisely with them. That's what our oppressor does. He deals wisely with us. You know what I mean? And that's another thing, getting a promotion at the job, employment. You know what I mean? At one point, he didn't even give you, he still don't kind of want to give you no work. He used to keep everything for him, but, there ain't enough jobs to go around. He already know that. You know what I'm saying? But nowadays, you can sometimes get a decent job, maybe deliver something, or, things of that nature. You can kind of make it Uber if you can get a car, but the employment is very oppressive. You know what I mean? It's hard to, even when you do get a job, I know a lot of people work 2 and 3 jobs just to, one job is for the bills, the other job is for now gas. It's like it. You know what I mean? The other job is for gas. Gas is $5 over here in Pittsburgh. So, and I know on the West Coast it's probably 6 or 7. So, that's how that goes. And another thing they do to oppress you is these past 20 years, maybe 25, they are pushing this LGBTQ community. All this, we didn't have. Listen, in the 80s, you kind of hid that. If that was how you were as a person, you kind of hid it. Most people were in the closet. They didn't push it out on Front Street so much where these kids are like, they think that that's an option to be, a bent wrist young man or a woman who likes a lady, women who like women. That's not an option, but it's so normalized now. I watching regular TV, we used to call it regular TV when you didn't have cable. I was watching regular, and it's been going on, but I'm just bringing it up now. But like the stories the women watch, like Days of Our Life, they had 2 men in there kissing, that's been going on. But damn, regular TV, cut people breaks, man. Everybody don't want to see that. All these big TV power and everything that we watch, there's always got to be a scene with 2 women, 2 men. It can't just be, it has to be in every program. And it's like, that's conditioning your mind to accept it, and that's a part of being oppressed. Like, if we was in rulership, this shit wouldn't even be going on, man. You get your head cut off for this, half of this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, this is crazy here. but they push that on us heavy now. And then they make you feel like you can't say nothing about it. They can say whatever they want, but if you say something about it now, it's an issue. Hey, I ain't got, it's against God. Why can't I say, you know what I'm saying? Something's against God, it's against God. You know what I mean? But shit, I think there's even bent wrist churches now. So I'm going to finish the scripture. It says, it's the book of Exodus chapter 1, verse 10. Come on, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply. See, they don't want to, deal wisely with us because, once it's babies having babies, now we multiplying. You know what I mean? And it come to pass, then all of a sudden, that when there falleth out any wars of the United States or of any country that we're being oppressed in, go to war, they join also unto our end. Now we'll say, you know what? We're being oppressed so damn much, we're going to go join and help our oppressors, or what do you say, our enemy's enemy. That's what the oppressor calls it. We'll go help him since we want to be oppressed. So it says, and fight against us. And so get them out of the land. See, that was when we was in Egypt. They had to deal with us like that. And they still doing the same tactics, same thing. It's very sophisticated now because there's a lot of crumbs to go around now. This is one of the richest countries in the world, richest empires in the world. So they don't mind passing crumbs to slaves to keep them. You got to keep a gremlin, and I'm not calling us gremlins, but a lot of our communities our children have fallen into that name that I like to use because of our oppressor. Our oppressor has destroyed us. But now it's time for the men in our communities in this country, blacks, Hispanics, and natives, to change their life and turn to the Lord so we can turn this thing around. Women cannot turn this around. Kids can't turn this around. It's going to take men to do it. And quit hiding and being scared to speak up and say when something is right and wrong. Speak up, get out. I can't even tell the men to get out the church because I don't know too many men to go. If you go to church as a man, it's usually, a little sweet. Usually. I'm not saying everybody, but usually. But it makes you sweet because you're up under all them damn women. You know what I'm saying? So, so let's go to another scripture. We'll get a couple more. Slaka. We'll go to Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes. Is it cuss or stees? Ecclesiastes. Oh, it's Ecclesiastes. Slaka. We'll go 7 and 7. It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad. So if you ain't mad, that means you ain't wise. Because oppression will, after all this oppression and things I named, this will make a wise man very upset. He'll be, you ever hear this phrase, angry black man? He's angry for a reason because he can't catch a goddamn break. Then he knows right from, usually they know right from wrong. Black man is always, mad. He knows right from wrong and things aren't going right. And it frustrates him. You know what I mean? It may cause him to make some errors, take some chances. You know what I mean? Everybody ain't going to take a chance, but there are brothers and sisters who will when they're being oppressed to the point where, you may, and this is wrong, but you may force somebody to steal or do, oppression rolls downhill. So when you're being oppressed, you just oppress the person under you. You know what I'm saying? And you get, there's a good example when you watch, like Good Times, where I use that as an example. The father on there was always mad. He got the slave under the white man all day. He's getting paid nothing. You know what I mean? They always threaten to lay him off. You know what I mean? And Lord knows if he gets laid. You can imagine the stress on some of these brothers, man, back in the 70s and 80s, man, when these factory jobs and, you know, you got to worry about who you put in, who's the president, because he might send the jobs across seas, and you got a family, you know, back in the day, you know, 70s and 80s, 60s and all that, we had big ass families, and the mom stayed home and the dad worked, and it was all on him. And he needed his job. He needed his job because he had to feed his family. And he's relying on the white man to keep him employed. Now, if Martin Luther King didn't do all this, didn't sell us down the damn river, you would be able to not rely on the white man for employment, not rely on him to raise a family and be able to have a couple bucks in your pocket. You would be able to go to your own brother and sister, because we would have had businesses, especially by now, 50, 60 years later. Good night. We'd be rolling. We control the hair industry, control all the hair care products and all that we pump into other nations. All that, we'd have gas stations, everything. You could go get you a job, man. You wouldn't have to beg a white man for a job. You feel me? You see what I'm saying? So, you know, but yeah, that's a lot of oppression. That man used to, you know, on good times, the father on good times, he'd come home, you know what I'm saying, after dealing with all the crap that he had to deal with at the job, the racial discrimination, the jokes, you know what I mean? And he come home, and then here come his wife with some shit. She's at home. She's answering the door for Jehovah's Witnesses. She's saying Christ is a white man. I mean, she's doing all the JJ's, getting into all kinds of. Now he's going to have a heart attack or a stroke. Like, that's a lot of stress, and a lot of our brothers, man, went through that. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of them turn to drugs. They can't. You know, brothers holding it down. The wife is at the house. The kids is being raised. He loses his job. He fall on hard times. She gets frustrated. She's screaming, hollering at him. What does he do? Turn to alcohol, turn to drugs, loses his family. She hates him. Kids hate him. He did his best, but his people don't run nothing. So if the factory lays him off, he's slocky, excuse my language, but he's fucked. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, that happened to probably thousands, if not millions of us. Still to this day, it goes on. You got a man that's trying to do his best, and he's being oppressed, but he loses his job, man. Because, you know, a sister thinks only the black man's, his only value is his money. That's it. That's all he got. You know what I'm saying? That's the only value he has. That's why they say a high value man. What's a high value man? It always starts with money. Oh, he got to be making. Damn. He got to be making $250. Now, who you know make $250,000? What black man you know make $250,000? That's a high value man. He got to. Now, this sister would be. It's like, this is a side note. She's been ran through. She got 2-3 kids. She's 42 years old, and she's looking for a high value man that's making $250,000. What the hell would he want with you? And she got the nerve to go on a show. She got the nerve to go on a show and tell what she wants, what she needs in a man. If you don't go sit down, sis, somewhere, you don't need. You'd be lucky to get a mailman. You know what I'm saying? It's not that she's not worth anything, but who is she to say she wants somebody to make that type of money? And if he don't make that type of money, she don't want him. Good night. And then you ask her, well, what are you going to be bringing? You know, I'll listen when he got a problem. I'll be the ear of listening. And oh man. And what happens? Them simp ass niggas, they do it. They fall for it. Get them pregnant. NBA stars, like that one girl. I think her name was Drea. She didn't got a bunch of niggas jammed up. How do you keep, like, Okay, she got the one nigga jammed up, and then you gonna go behind him and do the same. Like, she's not the only most beautiful woman in the world. She's a nice looking girl. She's getting up in age, but every time you get her knocked up, now she got another 18 years. You know, she's going to be straight, right? Probably through her 70s. She's fine. Oh, because of your lust, you want to be a sexual deviant. You just want to have sex with her. That's all. And when you're done with her, you want to throw her away. So then you get what you deserve as a man. You know what I'm saying? If you want to do that to a woman, and you know you're being played, you think she's going to actually settle down with you and be with you for the rest of your life? No. You just want to play out some kind of fantasy you got in your head, some sexual fantasy with the girl. At the end of the day, you just, all you're doing is you're having a child. You're not going to be around the child because she's not going to even make it. You're not even going to be able to put up with her because she's going to be with 10 other dudes by the time the boy's 18. So you're not even, then she's going to lie to the child, say you ain't shit and this and that. Why do it? I don't understand. Go get you a young girl, you know what I'm saying, of marriageable age and who got some sense, hopefully got a mother and a father, and deal with her like that. That girl got all kinds of trauma. You can tell. Look at her lifestyle. It's like these Cardi B's and all them. They got trauma. And it's you don't want to deal with nothing like that because all they're trying to do is destroy you and use you. Slakia. So I'll just read this again. The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 7. Surely, I mean, you could bet your bottom dollar that oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. That goes back to what I was saying, the crumb that Esau gives you. That's a gift. You know what I'm saying? He make it real comfortable for you because he's going to, if he can't make no money off of you, or if he can't, he don't want to be bothered with you. You know what I mean? I don't blame him because I'm going to be the same way when we get the kingdom. Lord willing, if we get the kingdom and I make the kingdom, I'm going to be cruel as hell. Just like, I mean, you know, obviously if Christ say, to do that, but yeah, if I'm going to show them the same way they treated out my brothers and sisters, it's going to be worse. So, yeah, that's it. That's all I wanted to talk about. Let's see. Yeah, that's all I'm going to talk about for this week. We have classes in Pittsburgh at the Carnegie Library downtown. Usually once a week on Saturdays. If you want to get in class, you want to go on ISUPK.com and go on there and check out our classes. We got classes on YouTube every day. You can watch a class. They're all recorded, so you can go back 5-10 years and watch classes. Yeah, I'm with the I.S.U.P.K under Commander GEN.YAHANNA, and we teach the Blacks, Hispanics, and Natives are the true biblical Jews of the Bible. And the white man is the oppressor. The white man is the devil. You know what I'm saying? The Bible speaks of. So that's it for this week. And shalom, Israel.